A bit of a speedrun today. Let's do like 4 and 5 at least, and maybe 6. Now the Israelites went out to fight against the Philistines. The Israelites camped at Ebezer, and oh, hold up, I have to mute. I have to fix something. Let's keep going. At Apek, the Philistines deployed their forces to meet Israel, and as the battle spread, Israel was defeated by the Philistines, who killed about 4,000 of them on the battlefield. Who then soldiers returned. What? Why are we fighting first? It's another fight, okay. When the soldiers returned to camp, the elders of Israel asked, why did the Lord bring defeat on us today before the Philistines? Let us bring the ark of the Lord's covenant from Shiloh, so that he may go with us and save us from the land of our enemies. So the people sent men to Shihon, and they brought back the ark of the covenant of the Lord Almighty, who is enthroned between the cherubim, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, were there with the ark of the covenant of God. When the ark of the Lord's covenant came into the camp, all Israel raised such a great shout that the ground shook. Hearing the uproar, the Philistines asked, what's all this shouting in the Hebrew camp? When they learned that the ark of the Lord had come into the camp, the Philistines were afraid. A god has came into the camp. They said, oh no, nothing like this has happened before. We are doomed. Who will deliver us from the hand of these mighty gods? They are the gods who struck the Egyptians with all kinds of plagues in the wilderness. Be strong, Philistines, be men, or you will be subject to the Hebrews, as they have been to you. Be men and fight. Okay. So the Philistines fought, and the Israelites were defeated, and every man fled into his tent. The slaughter was very great. Israel lost 30,000 foot soldiers. The ark of God was captured, and Eli's two sons, Hophni and Phinehas, died. Dead of Eli. The same day, a Benjamite ran from the battle line and went to Shion with his clothes torn and dust on his head. When he arrived, there was Eli sitting on his chair by the side of the road watching, because his heart feared for the ark of God. When the men entered the town and told what had happened, the whole town set up to cry. Eli heard the outcry and asked, what is happening to this uproar? What is the meaning of this uproar? The man hurried over to Eli, who was 98 years old and whose eyes had failed so that he could not see. He told Eli, I have just come from the battle line. I fled from it this very day. Eli asked, what happened, my son? The man who brought the news replied, Israel fled before the Philistines. Okay. And the army has suffered heavy losses. As for your two sons, Hophni and Phinehas are dead, and the ark of God has been captured. When he mentioned the ark of God, Eli fell backward of his chair by the side of the gate. His neck was broken and he died. He was an old man, and he was heavy. He had led Israel 40 years. His daughter-in-law, the wife of Phinehas, was pregnant, and near the time of delivery, when she heard the news that the ark of God had been captured, and that her father-in-law and her husband were dead, she went into labor and gave birth, but was overcome by her labor pains, and she was dying. The woman attending to her said, don't be despair, you have been given birth to a son, but she did not respond or pay any attention. She named the boy Ichabod, saying, fuck me, the disrespect is wild right there. The glory had disappeared from Israel because of the capture of the ark of God and the death of her father-in-law and her husband. She said, the glory has disappeared from Israel, for the ark of God has been captured. Cool. This one's short. The ark in Ashdod and Ekron. After the Philistines had captured the ark of God, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. Then they carried the ark into Dragon's temple and set it beside Dragon. When the people of Ashdod rose early the next day, there was Dagon falling on his face on the ground before the ark of the Lord. They took Dagon and put him back in his place. But the following morning when they rose, there was Dagon falling on his face and the ground before the ark of the Lord. His head and hands had been broken off and were lying on the threshold. Only his body remained. This is why to this day neither the priest of Dagon nor any other who entered Dagon's temple of Ashur step on the threshold. The Lord's hand was heavy on the people of Ashur and his vicinity. He brought devastation on them and afflicted them with tumors. When the people of Ashdod saw what was happening, they said, "The ark of the God of Israel must not stay with us here, because his hand is heavy on us and our Dagon and on Dagon our God." So they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and asked them, "What shall we do with our ark of the God of Israel?" They answered, "Have the ark of the God of Israel moved to Gath." So they moved the ark of the God of Israel. But after they had moved it, the Lord's hand was against that city, throwing it into great panic. He afflicted the people of the city, both young and old, with an outbreak of tumors. So they sent the ark of God to Ekron. As the ark of God was entering Ekron, the people of Ekron cried out, "They have brought the ark of the God of Israel around us to kill us and our people." So they called together all the rulers of the Philistines and said, "Send the ark of the God of Israel away, let it go back to its own place, or it will kill us and our people," for it had filled the city with panic. God's hand was very heavy on it. Those who did not die were afflicted with tumors, and the outcry of the city went up to heaven. The ark returned to Israel. When the ark of the Lord had been in Philistines' territory 7 months, the Philistines called for the priests and the diviners and said, "What shall we do with the ark of the Lord? Tell us how we should send it to its place." He answered, "If you return the ark of the God of Israel, do not send it back to him without a gift. By all means send a guilt offering to him. Then you will be healed, and you will know why his hand has not been lifted from you." The Philistines asked, "What guilt offering should we send to him?" They replied, 5 gold tumors and 5 gold rats, according to the number of Philistines' rulers, because the same plague has struck both you and your rulers. Make models of the tumors and of the rats that are destroying the country, and give glory to Israel's God. Perhaps he will lift his hand from you and your gods and your land. Why do you harden your hearts as the Egyptians and Pharaoh did? When Israel's God dealt harshly with them, did they not send the Israelites out so they could go on their way? Now then, get a new cart ready with 2 cows that have calved and have never been yoked. Hitch the cows to the cart, but take their calves away and pen them up. Take the ark of the Lord and put it on the cart, and in a chest beside it put the gold objects you're sending back to him as a guilt offering. Send it on its way, but keep watching it. If it goes up to its own territory toward Beth Shemesh, then the Lord has brought this great disaster on us. But if it does not, then we will know that it was not his hand that struck us, but that it happened to us by chance. So they did this. They took 2 such cows and hitched them to the cart and penned up their calves. They placed the ark of the Lord on the cart, and along with the chest containing the goat rats and the models of the tumors, then the cows went straight up towards Beth Shemesh, keeping on the road and lowing all the way. They did not turn to the right or to the left. The rulers of the Philistines followed them as far as the border of Beth Shemesh. Now the people of Beth Shemesh were harvesting their wheat in the valley, and when they looked up and saw the ark, they rejoiced at the sight. The cart came to the field of Joshua and Beth Shemesh. What happened exactly? Ah, okay. Okay. And they stopped beside a large rock. The people chopped up the wood of the cart and sacrificed the cows as a burnt offering to the Lord. The Levites took down the ark of the Lord together with a chest containing the gold objects and placed them on a large rock. On that day, the people of Beit Shemesh offered burnt offerings and made sacrifices to the Lord. 5 followers of Pharisees saw all this and then returned to the same day to Ekron. These are the gold tumors the Pharisees sent as a guilt offering to the Lord, one each for Ashbod, Gaza, Ashkelon, Gat, and Ekron. And the number of gold rods were according to the number of Philistine towns belonging to the 5 rulers, the fortified towns with their country villages. The large rock on which the Levites see the ark of the Lord is a witness to this day in the field of Joshua or of Beit Shemesh. But God struck down some of their inhabitants of Beit Shemesh, putting 70 of them to death because they looked into the ark of the Lord. The people murmured because of the heavy blow the Lord had dealt them, and the people of Beit Shemesh asked, "Who can stand in the presence of the Lord, this holy God? To whom would the ark go from there?" Then they sent messengers to the people of Kirat Jearim, saying, "The Philistines have returned the ark of the Lord. Come down and take it up to your town." Respect, I am done. GG. So, quite a speedrun. Samuel 7. So the men of Kirat Jearim came and took up the ark of the Lord. They brought it to Abinadab's house on the hill and consecrated Eleazar his son to guard the ark of the Lord. The ark remained at Kirat Jearim a long time, 20 years ago. You know, okay. I started Samuel book 1, Samuel 7. Oh, Samuel subdues the Philistines at Mizpah. The people of Israel turned back to the Lord. Okay, I started at number 3. That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. It's a bit of a speedrun today, but I kinda have to go.